Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So it is Wednesday evening. Yes, my son. Nate, 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 afterward. Please don't ask again. Um, good evening. So, you guys, I hope you guys are all having a great Wednesday evening. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Real Talk Recovery, you guys. Like I said, my name's Nicole and I'm an addict. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015, and I do utilize medically assisted treatment. Now, I was thinking we were going to be having a guest on the channel this evening, you guys. Hey, Carly. Hey, The Wilderness. Hey, Misty. Hey, Deidre. But I'm not sure that they're going to be able to make it because I haven't heard back from them.
Saturday.
And I really, hey Melissa, I messaged you on Patreon, girl, and I sent you a link to the Hangouts, and I sent you my cell phone number so we could text and stuff.
Mom.
Yeah.
How many you got?
Right.
Only one.
There is. Let's see. Nate wants to see how many. There's 8 people in the chat right now. Okay. So
there's Nicole is the bottom.
That's me. Yeah.
So you're first.
Yeah. Do you want me to get you some chocolate milk? Come on. Hold on, right? Just a second, guys. Come on, Nate. Hey, come here.
What?
Come here, please.
Can I have it in here?
No. Okay. All right. Here's your chocolate milk. And I got your noodles heating up. Okay. Hey, y'all. Today was my first day off. I'll look at either tonight or first thing tomorrow, message you back. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that I've reached out to you so that way. I just write, like, as soon as somebody joins Patreon, I try to go ahead and greet them right away. You know what I mean? Because it's new and I want to encourage you guys to be there. So, okay. So our guest, I don't think is going to be making it tonight. I haven't heard back from him, and gosh, this is discouraging. I hate whenever I message somebody and I know they are seeing my messages and they're not responding back. But it's not a big deal. I'm sure there's some good explanation of why they couldn't make it tonight. So no hard feelings, no hard feelings. We're just the show must go on. The show must go on. So I was kind of thinking that this might happen this evening. And so I was preparing to do something different instead. So, well, here's the deal, Melissa. You have to download the Patreon app on your phone. So that way you can go in and it'll show like messages. It'll show all my posts. It'll show messages from the other girls. So if you download that application on your phone, it'll help out a lot. Okay, let's do. Okay, so have you guys ever heard the saying, just you have to suit up and show up? So I think it was on Monday night when we had Zach on the channel. He had said something about struggling with getting to his meetings. And one of the things that I said back to that was, sometimes you have to fake it till you make it, or you got to suit up and show up, right? Okay, so one of the hardest things for me when I got sober and I was transitioning from the old lifestyle that I was used to living, which was a lifestyle of crime, a lifestyle of addiction, a lifestyle of just being hard on myself, beating myself down, not taking care of my body, not taking care of anything, not taking care of my jobs, my life, my car, anything, right? When I was transitioning from that life into my new sober life, it was really, really hard. It was really difficult for me to make the changes that I needed to make because I had become comfortable in the life that I was living. That was the only life I knew, and it was almost second nature to me to do the things that I was doing in active addiction. Okay. So transitioning into that new lifestyle was difficult for me. And so what I was thinking we could do tonight was we could talk about the things that I practiced that helped me to transition. So let me get Nate set up with his dinner, and then we will do this. Okay. No, 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 no. I got this. I don't want you to hurt yourself. I love you, son. Okay? I just want to protect you. And I got some mean people on the internet. Can't trust anybody anymore. Okay. Here you go. Grab that. The top. At the end, gobble. Gobbl. Be careful. Okay? It won't spill.
No, I don't want it.
I love you. Okay, so now that we got Mr. Nate settled down, got him some dinner and some chocolate milk, we will go ahead and get into this meeting or lesson. I don't want to call it a lesson because I'm not teaching you guys. Like, I learned this from experience and from my sponsor, and so I'm just going to share with you guys what she taught me and what I learned from just overall making many, many mistakes. So part of my story, you guys, is relapsing. Okay, a lot. Um, there were a good, let me think. There were good 3 times that I got sober, and I was really wanting to be clean and sober. I was living in a halfway house. I was going to meetings. I had a sponsor. I was working the 12 steps. I was chairing meetings. I was very, very involved in recovery. Okay. I remember I even was going to Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous conventions, which, if you haven't been to any of those conventions, it is so much fun. Hey, Daniel. I didn't get he. Sometimes when people say they're going to come on, they just don't get back to me. And so, yeah, he didn't make it on. Hopefully, he'll get back to me soon. You know what I think happens is because I'm on central timing, a lot of you guys are on the West Coast, and I'm in the middle. So there's a 2-hour difference. It's already 7 o'clock here, and it's only 5 o'clock there. So sometimes that might get a little bit mixed up. But if anybody wants to come on and share their experience, strength, and hope, you guys, all you have to do is email me or DM me or text me. And then on the day that we plan to do it, you send me your email 15 minutes before it's time for us to go on, and I will email you the link, and then you come on. It's that easy. But the thing about it is, some people, I guess, have emergency situations or something comes up. And so I don't know what happened with Convo Felon. I've been messaging him on Instagram, and I can't seem to get a hold of him. So I hope he's okay, y'all, because he's been staying in contact with me. Now, Dago Biking, I haven't talked to him since that day we had made plans. Yes, Carly, I can. In fact, if you want to, tonight while we're doing our little meeting, if you guys want to call in, you can call in tonight and just share your own experience, strength, and hope. If that's something that you guys would be interested in doing, I'll turn my ringer on. So if you hear the meowing, that's my ringer. Okay. Hey, Jason. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Annie. Hey, Misty. Hey, guys. I'm glad y'all are here. Okay. So part of my story is relapse. Okay. And I wish I could say that, like, I would relapse and I would get right back on track, but I would relapse, you guys, and I would stay out for years. I think the last time I got sober, I stayed sober for 9 months. It was before I met my husband. So it was like 2011. I met my husband in 2012. And I got sober and then I relapsed after staying sober for 9 months. And I didn't come back into the program until 2015. Okay. Hey, Stephanie. And one of the hardest things for me was getting back into recovery. Hey, Leroy. Hey, everyone. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you guys want to call in and share tonight, just call me on that number right there on the screen, and I'll put you on speakerphone and you can share. But we're just going to have an open topic discussion. We're going to be talking about transitioning from our old lifestyle into our new sober lifestyle, and just different ways that we cope with living in recovery and deal with life on life's terms. And we'll even touch on a little bit of relapse prevention and how to deal with triggers and the thought of using and stay away from relapsing. So if any of you guys feel inspired and you want to call in and share, just call me up and I'll put you on. So okay, so relapse. Okay. So I was sober for 9 months. And I really, really, like, every time I've tried to get sober, you guys, like, I really wanted to be sober. You know, I, addiction for me had become such it was probably fun the first 3 years I was getting high. After that, it took a turn for the worse, and it was no longer something I enjoyed doing. It became something that I had to do to live my life. I couldn't wake up in the morning without shooting dope, because if I didn't, I wanted to die because I hated myself and because of the pain that I was in from withdrawal. I don't know about you guys, but I hate withdrawal. And I was always in withdrawal when I was in active addiction because I didn't have a lot of money. So I didn't always have dope. So what I would do was I would get high on meth, and then I would get high on opiates, and then I would get high on meth, and then I would get high on opiates, and I would go back and forth, back and forth. So I was constantly feeling like shit, just feeling horrible. And then that took a toll on my mental health, and I would be crazy. Just like the story I told over there on Death's channel, that's what would happen is I would start seeing things. I would think things were happening that really weren't happening. And it was not fun at all. It was horrible. And it got to a point, like I was saying, where I just didn't want to live anymore. And I had gotten to that point where I was like, if I die, it'll be okay. Because I'd rather die than be on this earth living like this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I really, really wanted to be sober, but every time I would try, I would relapse. So the last time I got sober, I stayed sober for 9 months. I was working the steps. I had a sponsor. I remember us doing our fourth step together. And I was so proud of myself because I'd never gotten that far on my steps before. And I got a job and I started working. I was working for a company, a grocery store called Kroger. It's a huge grocery chain. And I was doing so good, you guys. I was working and they promoted me to assistant deli manager. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I get a job, I go and I throw myself face first. Like, I go hard in the paint for a job. I love working and I love doing a good job. I take pride in my work. When I do a job, I want to be the best at that job. When if I have coworkers, every coworker is going to want to work with me because I work the hardest. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I love working and I have a really strong work ethic. So I got hired and I got promoted within like 5 months to assistant deli manager. And the lady who promoted me, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and say who she is. Her name is Miss Brewer, and she comes over here to my channel, and we're actually still talk to this day. And she found me on Instagram and on Facebook, and she messaged me the other day and she was like, I just want you to know that I'm so proud of you, because she knew me when I was in active addiction. She knew me whenever I was just taking pills and just, I remember she took me on a trip to Memphis to do work for Kroger. And I took so many Xanaxes, you guys, that I didn't wake up in the morning for the job. And she had to come down to the room and wake me up. So I got a job working for Kroger and I was doing so well, got promoted, and then I let my job take priority over my recovery. And this is the thing, you guys, like in early recovery, if you can like just get a part-time job and like, work something that's not so serious and doesn't take all your time, that's what I always recommend. I recommend, or I suggest, to take it as slowly as you can. Like I said, if you have family members who support you and will like be there for you, and you can work part-time and build your sobriety and build a foundation, that's what I would suggest. Because me diving straight into my job like that, hey Cindy, me diving straight into a job like that and then not knowing how to set that boundary and say, no, boss man, I can't work 40 plus hours. I've got to have time to go to my meetings, right? Because, see, I wasn't strong enough to say and to assert myself yet. I was still stuck in people pleasing mode. Y'all know what I'm saying? When I first got sober, I couldn't tell anyone no. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This is a little secret. I still struggle with that to this day. I struggle so much with setting boundaries and telling people no. And it's because I want everyone to like me and I want to make everyone happy. And that is one of my biggest character defects. One of the things I struggle with the most. And it's one of the things that stresses me out the most. Because what I do is I spread myself so thin across all these different areas, because I want to make so and so, so and so, and so and so feel comfortable. I want so and so, so and so, and so and so to be happy. I need to check on so and so, so and so, and so and so, right? And I'll have all these ducks in a row, all these plates spinning, right? And I only have two hands. So the next thing you know, these plates start bam, crashing, bam, crashing, bam, crashing. At 4 years sober, I only have room for a dessert plate. I can only carry what can fit on this much of a plate. Okay? Let me use an analogy for you guys. So as you go through your sobriety and you gain years in recovery and you're actively working a recovery program, going to therapy, talking with your sponsor, mentors, or accountability partners, right? You're going to grow internally, right? Because that's what we're working on. We're working on what's going on the inside, because drugs and alcohol were just what we did to cope with what was going on inside of us, right? And so when you first get sober, your plate is this big, okay? It's a little saucer. It's a little saucer. You know how you got a teacup? You put it on a little teacup saucer? That's the size of the plate that you have when you first get sober. Okay, so let's say a saucer size plate is 0 to 12 months sober, okay? So a year sober, you got a little saucer. All you can fit on that plate is what will fit on that little saucer, right? And let's say you're working hard, you're doing your recovery, you're knocking it out, you're helping people, you're going to meetings, you got your sponsor, you're working your steps, you finished your steps, you're going back through them again. And so you're fixing to hit a year and a half. So your plate goes from a saucer to one of those salad plates, right? The little salad plate that's on the side. It's not bigger than a dinner plate. It's not as big as the dessert plate, but it's like just enough. It's like the salad plate, right? So you can start adding a few more things onto that plate, right? Well, then you hit your 3 years sober, okay? And we'll say 3 years is the dessert plate, because it's almost the same size as salad, but a little bit bigger, I think, or vice versa. I'm not sure. Anyways, I'm not all fancy like that. But let's just say the dessert plate is a little bit bigger. So at 3 years, you can start adding on a few more things. And then once you hit your 4, 5, 6 years, then you got a dinner plate, right? So where you can fit 3 different courses on that plate, right? And so you got that plate loaded down and you're doing good, right? But the only reason you can hold everything that's on that plate is because you've built up to that as you've gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? And so back in the day when I was in treatment, we would have these meetings, intensive outpatient meetings. And the counselor there, I'll never forget her. Her name was Miss Kim. She would always tell us about y'all need to take y'all saucers and sit down because we would all be trying to put all this stuff onto our little saucers and we just got started, you know? And that was one of the hardest things for me to realize is that I'm just getting started. I can't handle all these things, right? And just now, just at 4 years sober, you guys, I'm starting to realize that I don't have, even now, I don't have a lot of room. I'm not up to a dinner plate yet, you guys. And I'll be the first one to let y'all know that. You know, I'm still not to that point where I can put 3 course meals on my plate. I'm learning. I'm learning how to balance my time. I'm learning how to be a good mom. I'm learning how to keep a schedule on my YouTube channel and be consistent. I'm learning how to take care of the laundry, do the dishes. You know, like these are all things that normal people take for granted and they'll never understand, right? But it's truly that serious. Like I'm just now getting to the point where I'm kind of getting to where I can handle some of those things, but it's still a learning process, you guys. It really, really is. Hey, Gunny. Thanks, Jason. I love you, man. Let me see what y'all are saying. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you guys, and I want to make sure that I interact with you guys' comments. Hold on. Let me get my phone out. Do you understand what I'm saying, you guys? So, okay. So each time, so I got the job, and what I ended up doing was I got that job, and I took it for granted. I thought I had more sobriety than what I really did. More what I it was. It doesn't matter how long you've been sober, right? You can be sober for 30 days or 20 years, and we all just have what? We only have what? We only got today. Okay. That's all we got is today. I could wake up tomorrow, I could drop dead. Or I could wake up tomorrow, I could run into my dope man and I could get high. I mean, all these different things could happen. So I'm literally only, all I have is right now, the present. Okay. So because I just have today, I project myself so far into the future. Do y'all know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just difficult. And I want you guys to know, like, I am not perfect. I do not know it all. All I'm doing here on my channel is sharing with you guys my experience and what has been working for me. All right. So after I relapsed, because I, thought I had a better grip on things than what I did. That's what I was going to say. I kind of got distracted. A lot of the times we will gauge our strength or our life or just our situation off of how long we've been sober. Okay. I want to tell you guys something. I've seen some people that have 6 months sober that are just like radiating positivity. They're glowing. They just look so happy. They seem like they have it all together, right? And then I've seen some people that have, 6 months sober and they hate their life. Then I've seen some people that have 20 years sober that are literally they're living their dream and they're happy and they're joyous and they're free. And then I've seen some other people that have 20 years sober and they're miserable and they hate their life. One thing that I've noticed between all those different times of sobriety is that one of the main things that I see that keeps people happy and keeps them working with others and doing service and keeping an attitude of gratitude, and being mindful of what other people are going through is what I see a lot of people who are happy in their recovery, how I see them living. I see them living, they wake up, they're happy to be alive, they're grateful for the day. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if, then this is one of the things I'm talking to you guys about. Even if you don't particularly want to be up that day, when I first started waking up in the mornings and like doing my meditation, I had to force myself to say, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. And I'm not going to let anything or anyone take this day away from me. Do you know what I'm saying? And I also learned, listen to this. This is a good one. I also learned that, did you know that you can start your day over at any time? So let's say you get up in the morning and you wake up and you're like, today's going to be a good day. I'm grateful. I'm happy to be alive. I got my recovery. I'm going to rock it today, right? And let's say everything's going good. And about 10 o'clock in the morning, somebody comes and they send you a message and they say, hey, Nicole, so-and-so and so-and-so's talking about you. They said that you're a bitch. Okay. And you get all upset. You're like, oh my God, so-and-so and so-and-so is calling me a B, right? Right then, instead of engaging, instead of saying, they did, who was it? Let me see the screenshots. Okay. Stop it right there. Okay. Stop it right there and say, you know what? What? Okay. I don't want to know. And I'm starting my day over right now. Because it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of you. It doesn't matter what anyone says about you. Okay. All that matters is how you feel about you. All right. And I learned this. And Megan, I see you laughing out loud, girl. That's what happens here on social media, you guys. 9 times out of 10, you'll just be living your life. You'll be so happy, right? Let's say you hit the lottery that day, and next thing you know, your phone's blowing up with screenshots of people saying things about you. That's what I deal with every single day, my friends. And I used to let it rock my world. I used to get hurt. It used to make me so upset. I would think, why do these people not like me? What can I do to change their minds? How can I win them over, right? You can't. You can't. All right. There's nothing you can do to change what anyone else thinks. The only thing you can do is live your truth and do the next right thing. As long as you're doing the right thing, everything is going to fall into place. One thing that I like really pride myself for on this channel is I expose myself. Everything I've ever done in my life, I've talked about on this channel. Everything I've ever done in my life, my husband knows, my mom and dad know, my boss practically knows, everybody in my life knows about all the things that I've done when I was in my active addiction and now that I'm in recovery. Okay. Part of the reason why I have come on and I've been so transparent on my YouTube channel and shared those things with all these people is because if I didn't, they were going to get shared anyway, because I know how the world is and people want to knock you down when you're doing good. Go. Your phone's in the charger upstairs. I love you. You guys take, okay, so that's what's going to happen. So, okay, what I'm saying, transparency. Okay, and plus, when I started working with my sponsor, you guys, okay, when I started working with my sponsor, one of the things she told me was, you're going to be able to tell your story one day. You're not going to be ashamed. And you are going to be able to share your story. And it's going to help somebody else. And you're no longer going to be afraid. You're no longer going to worry about what people think about you. You are literally going to use your story because it is going to inspire others. And then others are going to use their story, and their stories are going to inspire others, and so on and so forth. And it's like a ripple effect. Okay. And that is what I learned from my sponsor in the 12-step program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I learned that in order for me to live my life and stay sober and be happy, joyous, and free, that I needed to give back what was so freely given to me and help others like my sponsor helped me. Okay? With nothing in mind but to help, because it helps, it saves my life. All right? And that's what I learned from her. I used to be very, very ashamed. I used to think I can't share my story because people, they're going to hate me. They're going to say this about me. They're going to say that about me, right? And that's already happened. That's happened here on YouTube, and I've actually, what it's done is it's helped me, because I prepared myself for knowing that those things are going to happen. Those things are going to those things are going to happen with you guys in your regular life, right? Those things are going to happen in your regular life. And when they happen to you in your regular life, what you have to do is you just have to keep pushing forward. That was one of the hardest things that I had to realize, is that when I pause and I let those things start affecting my everyday life, I can't, it's just going to drag me down and make me sick. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to live my life like that anymore. Today, I want to live my life. I want to be happy. I want to help others, and I want to encourage you guys. Okay. I love you guys, and you guys really have changed my life, and I appreciate every last one of you guys for being here and being a part of my life. So anyway, let's get back to it. So relapse. So after I relapsed and I got back on track, right? I relapsed after being in treatment for 9 months. I went back out and I tried to come back to my life and get sober again. Okay. And that transition from living my life in active addiction to getting sober was one of the things that I struggled with the most, because for some reason, I just couldn't let go, you guys, of those people, places, and things in my past, in my life, right? I couldn't let go of, I don't know what it is. Do y'all feel me? I couldn't let go of my old drug friends. I couldn't let go of, the people that, it was almost like the phone numbers, they would never leave my brain. Now, thank God, by the grace of God, you guys, I don't remember any of my phone numbers from my drug dealers or any of those people. But there was a time where I couldn't forget their numbers. It was like it was on speed dial in my brain, Um, and there was one dealer that I used to like, he was my dealer for like 10 years, right? And I had his number memorized, like I said, for like 10 years. And it was like, damn, what am I going to do? I have this number memorized. How am I going to get it out? And when I got sober this time around in 2015, I thought, this number is never going to leave. I'm never going to be able to get rid of this number. And what's going to happen is I'm going to relapse. I'm going to call Z and I'm going to get more drugs. Right? Right. Let me just tell you guys something. I don't know what it was. I don't know how it happened, but I do not remember the number. And I had that memorized for 10 years. Okay. I couldn't tell you what it was right now. I think it started with an 8, but that's it. Like, I cannot remember. I think I was holding on to those numbers and keeping them in my mind because I kind of had that reservation that one day I could still use, you know? I thought, okay, maybe one day I'll be able to drink and use and it won't affect me like it does now, right? And so I was actually, I messaged Nick from Hopeless to Hopeful, and I was talking to him because I had saw his video from this morning where he was talking about the delusion in our minds that we'll think that someday we'll be able to use and drink like a normal person, and we won't ever be able to drink and use. If you're an addict, you guys, and you suffer with the disease of addiction, okay, you'll never be able to drink or use like a regular person without experiencing negative consequences, okay? Negative, and that's the thing, that's what sets us apart from people who don't have the disease, is that we experience those negative consequences, like, okay, for instance, um running out early, selling drugs, selling our medications, getting pulled over and getting DWIs, stealing, cheating, lying, having unhealthy relationships, not being able to have um, friendships, right? Not being able to keep commitments. Okay, these are all things that, like, I did when I was in my active addiction. And now that I'm sober, I'm trying not to do those things anymore. But man, I'm telling you what, I just hope you guys know that if you're struggling and you need suggestions or you need support, that you can always email me or text message me on my cell phone, which is the number that's on the screen. That is like the Real Talk Recovery phone line. And like I said, you can reach out to me through that number, and I will be more than willing to take your calls or your questions, or just text with you and check on you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some of y'all's comments, because it's hard when I'm on here on Streamlabs because they're on the side, so I can't really see them. So Daniel says, every relapse I was 7 times worse than the last. So Daniel, that's a really good point. So in the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, you guys, it talks about the progression of our illness, which is addiction. Okay. And it says in there that our disease progresses, it gets worse, never better. So let's say that you stop cold turkey. Right now, you stop cold turkey and you white knuckle it for 6 months. 6 months goes by and you hadn't used at all, right? And you're like, I can do this, I can do this. And then 6 months goes by and you're like, oh, I can't do it. And you cave in and you go out and relapse. Your addiction picks up right where it left off, and you just go right back up that progression. And it's like you never even missed out on those 6 months. Every single time I've ever went back out and came back in, it was like I didn't miss a beat. I didn't even skip a step. And that's what makes it so scary. And that's why I worry so much about opiate addicts, people who are addicted to heroin and fentanyl, because the addiction is progressing inside of us. And so when we go to pick up, we think, okay, I can do this. And we do it. And then bam, we're dead. And Daniel says, oh, the psychotic, insecure delusions of one day this will work. Nope, not now, not then, not ever. And it talks about that in the big book too. It talks about how every addict, well, every alcoholic, and I say addict too, every addict, their obsession in their mind is that one day they'll be able to control their drinking and their using. And what it says is, if you can go down to the local bar and do some controlled drinking, go down there, order you a couple beers, and then leave and go home. They say, the Alcoholics Anonymous says, go ahead, try it. Let us know how it works out for you, right? You might be able to go down to the bar and drink and leave that day. But each time that you go back and do it, eventually you're not going to be able to stop. And that's what happens to so many of us, is we go and we pick up, we might get away with it that time. And then that one time that we got away with it, it lights that thought off inside of us. And we say, I can do this. I did it this time and I didn't have any consequences. I'm not dead. I'm alive. I can go get high tomorrow, right? But really what that is it's a trick. It's your addiction setting you up for failure. It's saying, Nicole, you thought so, honey. I'm telling you guys right now, every single time, if I ever got away with it and I actually like walked away unscathed, the next time I would go back out, I would get arrested, I'd get hurt, I'd overdose. That's one of the things that always happened to me. It was like constantly overdosing because I would mix benzodiazepines and then the opiates. And it was just like, damn, Nicole, why do I keep doing this? Why do I think that this time is going to be different? Why? You know? And then when you get down in that rut where you think there's no other way, I can't do it any other way than like this, you know? And so you just keep on going back and forth, back and forth. So, anyways, I know you guys know how it goes. I want to encourage you guys, and I want to let you know that you can get sober and you can live your life and be happy. And if you guys need help with anything, or you just want to, like I said, you need support, come over and join Facebook group. Come over and join the Discord. There's free support in the Facebook group in the Discord. If you join Patreon, that's as low as $3 a month, but the other stuff is free. And I want you to know, if you text me or you email me, I'm not going to say, "Oh, that's $5." It just text me, you know, just email me. I love interacting with you guys. I love engaging with you guys. Like, this is part of service work for me, and it really does make my life, it makes my life so happy. And I have so much passion in my heart for helping you guys and helping other people that it inspires me every single day to be a better person. So I'm really just grateful for each and every one of you. Um, do you, any of you guys have anything that you want to talk about, or any questions, or do you have any comments that you want to say before I get off here? Because I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go get Nate settled down for bed and read him a book. I do have something to tell you guys. My son is reading, and I'm like so excited. Let me show you. So Nate came home today and we have to do homework. And so we have to sound out these words that are on the thing. Okay? And so we sat down and he read me all these words and we sounded them out, and then he spelled them and then he wrote them. I would have never been able to sit down and do homework with my son before because I couldn't even keep my eyes open. But today I was able to sit down with my son, do his homework, make him dinner, and encourage him. My baby is reading. I'm so proud of him. He's so smart. And I always think, you know, he's smart, and it's not because of me. His daddy's smart, you know, but I'm not that smart like his daddy is. And I just thank God every single day that he spared my son and that he saved him, because he is my life. He saved my life. He's everything to me, you guys. And I'm so proud of him. I am so proud of him. We'll be driving down the road and he's reading every single sign, you guys. Every single sign. STOP. Stop. I mean, these words: chin, farm, map, heart, bark, hill, tap. Like, I'm so proud of him, you guys. But I think that what I'm trying to say is that my baby is reading and I'm able to do homework with him. And I couldn't do that. Okay? I couldn't even stay awake. I couldn't stop sticking a needle in my arm for so many years that I lost my son because of that. And today I'm able to be a mom and I'm able to do homework with him, and that's by the grace of God, and it's because of people like you guys who support me and we support each other, you know? And y'all support just coming on here and being in this chat and doing the meetings with us, that your support means more to me than you will ever freaking know. So thank you so much. And I love you guys. I'm going to head on out. I hope you guys have a great, great evening. Tomorrow night, I won't be on. I'm pretty sure that I don't have anything planned for tomorrow night, but we'll be back on Friday night. And I love you guys. I really, really love you guys. And I hope you have a good, good evening. Thank you to everyone that showed up. Thank you to all of my moderators. You guys are doing an amazing, amazing job. Y'all give it up for all the moderators. They have been helping me so much and just helping me, just welcoming everybody and being positive and setting the tone. Y'all are kicking ass, and I'm so grateful for the team that we have over here at Real Talk Recovery. You guys are just helping me so much. So thank you guys. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Jeff has the recovery. Okay, good, good. Okay, well then good. I knew that I was off on Thursday for a reason. So y'all, tomorrow night Jeff has a Mara meeting on his channel. So let's all go over there and show up and show out at Jeff's channel for the Mara meeting tomorrow night. So after I upload this video, I'll link his channel so that way you guys will know where to find him tomorrow.